Hey, it's Roger. We're here, day 2, Rack LDW. We're here with Dan from PaPPA.
PaPPA. Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy? Spent a little time talking with him about what's been going on there. What's happening, Dan?
Not too much. Having a good week down here.
Yeah? Good time last night?
Absolutely. It's always it's a good group down here.
Yeah, and this time we've got video evidence.
And some fun stuff too. That was fun last night. You guys did a good job with that.
Good times, good times.
Now I hear you went through a little name change. Want to tell us about that?
We did. The organization decided as we came into this calendar year to shake things up a little bit. We had been SACDB. We went to PaPPA, which stands for the Philadelphia Area Promotional Products Association. And we just felt that it was time to make that move, to put the words promotional products into the acronym for our organization. It was more in line with what many of the other associations are doing around the country. It's kind of the standard for our industry is to be referred to as promotional products. We wanted that in there, but more importantly, we wanted the word Philadelphia in our name, because we were the counselors of the Delaware Valley in the past.
Right.
And nobody really knows, other than in our region, where the Delaware Valley even is. So particularly, for suppliers and other people around the country, we thought we'd like to have the word Philadelphia, in the name. And I think it better reflects who we are, what we do, and what we're trying to accomplish, within the industry.
The interesting part about that, I think, when I was thinking about it, is what goes into deciding, who makes that call from the inside of the board that says, hey, we need to change your name? I mean, has this been something that was been going on for a long time and now you finally got done, or spur of the moment action with new board members?
Yeah, I actually brought it up this time around, but it had been discussed. Yeah, well, I mean, you asked. But,
That's all good.
And there was some hesitancy from some of the people on the board, that thought we had a brand there, and you don't want to mess with the brand
Change
of it.
It's always difficult.
Yeah. So, but we brought this up toward the very end of last year as a concept, and then Brett Hirsch really took the bull by the horns and said, this is a good idea. And
put his label on it.
Well, yeah, pretty much. And as he should, as the president at the time. And so he took it very seriously and thought it was a good idea. And one thing led to another, and it came to be.
Now, how many years have you been on the board?
Well, this is really my first full year. I was on last year as what they call an advisory board member. Mm-hmm. And so Fred Snyder, who's our current president, from Geiger, asked me to serve this year, and here I am.
Wow. That's so cool that a first-year board member can make that much of an impact right away.
Huge.
That's what we're talking about. That's what the big deal around here is. It's where all the 58 new members around here can make impacts, because it's one idea that you float out there.
Right.
And then it changes for a long time. You're going to have that name now.
Well, we've got Mark Held is our vice president, and he'll serve next year as president, and it's kind of a new attitude, really, I think, with our board. We're really trying to commit to having a lot more activity, a lot more events, and things like that. I mean, I think, I don't want to say the board was ever complacent in the past, but we really want to make a commitment now moving forward to have a lot more social events, a lot more educational events.
And speaking of that, you said that there was an venue change that you guys are dealing with.
Our fall show, we've had the longest running end user show in the industry. Don't quote me on how many years. It's many. High 20s, I believe.
Wow.
Maybe 30 years.
Wow.
We've been running close to 30 years. We've been running an end user show. Anyway, we're moving the venue this year to a place called the Simeone Automobile Museum outside Philadelphia. We're quite near the airport, so it's kind of an easy location for people to come in and out of. But beyond that, it got voted the world's #1 automobile museum. So it's a private collection of this guy. I don't know how many cars are down there, but remarkable, absolutely remarkable. So it's kind of interesting. We're going to have a nice open space. We're going to have a trade show there, but it's an opportunity to come down and and kind of make a little trip out of it and take a look at this car collection, which is really, really fun.
Now, has this event already happened, or is it coming up?
No, it comes up in September every year.
September.
So it's our fall end user show.
And we would tell you, Dan, what's interesting is in the reports that we've done so far,
mm-hmm.
this notion of shows as a destination is really picking up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on now.
We did that in New England at Mohegan Sun. They had a sort of a casino destination up there, the New England group.
Yep.
Very successful earlier this spring.
Right.
So I agree with you. I think it's a good idea. And we're pretty excited about it. We're hoping also, because it's an end user event, that's a draw too.
Yeah.
The venue itself is a draw.
I
Yeah.
think it's interesting because we're in the industry. You have different people with end user shows and distributor shows, right? So when when you hear those end user shows, everybody kind of cringes for a second, and then they talk about it. But you've been doing this for 20 years, you say, successfully.
More.
And how many people turn out typically?
Well, it's, it ebbs and flows for at different times through different economies and other things, but.
But it's never empty.
Oh, gosh, no. It's a wildly successful program that we've had going. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of end user buyers.
Wow.
Come through this thing, and so, and a lot of the bigger organizations in greater Philadelphia are there. They're buying, their buyers are there, and it's a very successful event for us.
That sounds
And,
awesome.
Yeah, we're locked into the idea, and it's kind of our baby, that end user thing.
And consequently, who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
Yeah.
Dan?
Papa, who's your daddy?
Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
man.
Raj.
Thanks
Good
for
to see
coming
you,
by.
man.
Appreciate
Mike,
having
appreciate
me.
it. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for having me.